Hi, Casper, on the 18th of January 2021. I've got a Spanish wine here. We did a Spanish offer at Beau's Wine a little while ago of some fantastic wines from the Sierra de Gredos, which is a mountain range very close to Madrid. So we're talking very high up. Actually, it's January 21 and Madrid's just had this unbelievable snowstorm, 20 inches of snow fell on Madrid. So we're talking, really high up. Yeah, and with the potential to be very cold in winter. So this is a wine 2019 Gaznata. I think you pronounce it Gaznata, and the winery name is Don Juan del Aguila. So let's give it a go. It's Grenache. It's old vine, bush trained Grenache, and there's no great depth of colour, which I suppose is really pretty typical of Grenache. It's very clear, just barely medium deep, sort of tomato red, slightly pinky tomato red, and you've got to go and try and find the aromas. It's not really shouting about itself, not leaping out of the glass at you, but it smells really quite intriguing. Things are pretty complex there already. There's a definite sort of floral smell lying over everything. I think in my written tasting note I put peonies, but something floral as dried herb note, something earthy. The fruit is quite domestic. It's sort of red cherry, but it's really complicated by all these other things that seem to be going on in the nose. Something earthy, something really quite spicy. Spicy and minty. Really interesting thing to smell. I'm going to taste it. That's amazing, because I have looked at the back label on the bottle and it says 14% alcohol, but you would never really have guessed it tasting it. It's got this burst of sort of almost citrus acidity running through the middle of it. These lovely tannins which are ripe. They're slightly almost slightly muddy. They sort of almost slightly claggy on the gums and the teeth. That bracing acidity and this lovely red fruit. There's no, it's cool. It tastes like a mountain wine. It tastes like it comes from high up and from high altitude, and so it does. You could, I think, probably serve this fairly cold, but it's bracing. The finish is sort of quite scrubs the palate. Really refreshes you. And yeah, cherry, a bit of raspberry again on that appearing on the palate. It's fascinating. Really long wine. I think it needs a bit of food, but it doesn't need anything too complicated, too rich in flavour. So sausages, perfect. Really simply cooked bit of lamb or that kind of thing. It's an intriguing wine, and the Sierra de Gredos it's a really the vineyards there were really almost fallen out of sight, but are being resuscitated by a dedicated crew, largely majoring on Grenache. It's a really interesting thing, and this is a daily drinker, so I would look forward to getting your feedback on it. So that's been 2019 Gaznata from a winery Don Juan del Aguila in the Sierra de Gredos near Madrid in Spain. But it's fascinating. I'm really enjoying it.